Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes to all of us. My name is Rizkananda and I will be representing the committee for today's event. And I would like to welcome all of you to this IIIEX 2024 seminar. Thank you for taking your time for being here with us today. In this IIIEX 2024 seminar, there will be a great speaker, one of the lecturers from Politeknik Negeri Semarang. And the topic of today's seminar is From Sensor to Sentence, Large Language Models for Enhanced Industrial Internet of Things, Data Analysis and Insight. I hope you are all super excited to learn more about today's topic. But first, let me introduce you to our wonderful speaker, that is Mr. Praitno, SST, MT, PhD. For the committee, please proceed to show the CV of Mr. Praitno on the screen. Alright, Mr. Praitno was born in Semarang and Mr. Praitno has finished his PhD degree in Computer Science and Information Engineering at Asia University, Taiwan on 22nd of June 2022. Got the master degree in Electrical Engineering and Informatics Department at Institut Teknologi Bandung. And since 2014 until now, Mr. Praitno being the lecturer in Electrical Engineering Department. And of course, he has many experiences at international or national scale. Being the reviewer of ISMA co-founding 2023-2024, being the head department of Computer Engineering Technology in 2024, and now, Mr. Praitno has the role in Electrical Engineering Secretary Department at POLINES. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please welcome our gorgeous speaker today, Mr. Praitno.
Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, inventors. Okay, it's been an honor for me that I'm standing here and share with you regarding our new technologies actually. So today I would like to share with you all regarding one of the technology in Internet of Things especially. So I hope that you ever heard Internet of Things, but before I start, I would like to know here that who persons that never heard about Internet of Things? Please raise your hand. Internet of Things. Never heard the terminology of Internet of Things? Anyone? Okay, it's okay. So I will introduce you a little, the basic term of Internet of Things or the IoT before I start to talk about industrial Internet of Things. So please show the slide. Thank you. So today sessions, hopefully that you will take a lot of informations that I will share with you. So today I take the title from sensor to sentences, large language models for enhanced industrial Internet of Things for data analytics and also data analysis and insight. So before that, you can download my slide here. So you can take your mobile phone and scan the QR code, or the other way you can type s.id/capital LMM for IoT. Okay, I will give you the time to download, or you can see my slide here. So thanks God that actually I was born in Semarang, like Rizka told you before, and thanks God that I can feel in the West and also the East technology school, right? Like ITS Surabaya and also the ITB in the West Java, and also for my doctoral degree I take in the Taiwan actually. So almost 4 years, and it take a lot of journey actually when I got my doctoral degree. So basically, all of inventors. Sorry. So today's sessions will be three main menus that I want to share with you. The first one is about the LLM and also the IoT landscape. The second one is the LLM and IoT challenges. And then the third one I would like to use is the key point. So after you hear my sharing session here, you can have one or two to be take away. And in the near futures, that if you continue your education, the higher education, so you can continue this research project actually. So some of you already meet me, right, at the yesterday presentation project as a judge. So hopefully this one or two things can be bring with you to be research project. So the first one, large language model or LLM and IoT landscape. IoT or Internet of Things is, if we translate into bahasa, IoT. I is Internet of Things, so benda. So we connected the things into the Internet. For example, is my smartwatch. We can call it IoT. Or the other one is smart lamp or the camera. So the things that connected to the Internet is Internet of Things. After we got the Internet of Things, it developed more into several aspects. One of them is used in industrial. The other one used in medical. So the terms change into a lot of terms. If it is used in medical aspect, it become Internet of Medical Things. If it is used in environmental, we can change into another term, Internet of Environmental Things. So you can guess that industrial Internet of Things is that Internet of Things used in industrial. So let we see a short video here. Can you enlarge, please? Help me to enlarge the video.
What is the Industrial Internet of Things? The Industrial Internet of Things is the network of industrial devices connected by communication technologies that result in systems that can monitor, collect, exchange, analyze, and deliver data. Simply put, Industrial Internet of Things refers to vast numbers of machines and devices a business uses that are now connected to the Internet. It brings together machines, analytics, and the people that make it all work. It can be as advanced as a fully automated mass production line that tracks maintenance, productivity, and even ordering and shipping information across a huge multi-layered network. This data can be used to improve existing work practices and business processes, as well as creating entirely new ways of doing things. Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT for short, is an extension of the Internet of Things. Cloud platforms, sensor connectivity, machine-to-machine communications, and data analytics are all part of IIoT and IoT. What separates them from one another is their type of usage. Internet of Things applications focus on consumer-level devices that are used to boost or improve aspects of a person's everyday life. Devices such as fitness bands, smartphones, smart homes, and smart cities would all fall under the Internet of Things. Industrial Internet of Things is used to focus on improving the performance of an asset, piece of machinery, or an entire business process. IIoT's ability to create data that is then turned into actionable insight provides valuable benefits to a business. Sensors located in production systems, assembly lines, warehouses, and vehicles provide data that helps managers monitor exactly how an asset is performing and address issues before they arise. IIoT solutions provide real-time information on the performance of equipment and people to help streamline and improve business processes and workflows. By placing IIoT sensors within products, manufacturers can capture and analyze how customers use their products. This enables them to improve future product upgrades and releases. Multiple types of applications across a variety of industries can be found making use of the Industrial Internet of Things. Manufacturing companies are making use of monitoring equipment, optimizing their processes, and doing preventative and predictive maintenance on equipment. The transportation industry is invested heavily into IIoT, mainly to equip vehicles with sensors that help schedule maintenance and optimize fuel consumption. The oil and gas industry can use IIoT sensors to collect raw data to help address the fluctuations in demand and pricing. Even the healthcare industry is making use of the Industrial Internet of Things. IIoT is used to help share images with patients and other caregivers, monitoring and troubleshooting problems with equipment, and real-time location systems that can track equipment, dispensation of medicine, and even staff and patients. The main purpose of IIoT is to gather data more efficiently to allow businesses to make decisions faster and more accurately. Smart machines are faster and more efficient than humans at capturing, analyzing, and communicating data in real time. In an industrial setting, IIoT is key to processes such as predictive maintenance, enhanced field service, energy management, and asset tracking. For information about Radwell, visit us on the web at radwell.com or connect with us on social media. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. So after you watch the video, the Industrial Internet of Things is that fast sensors or fast a lot of devices uses in the industrial sections or industrial area, and it is connected in a real-time data. So of course, when a lot of a huge sensors that use in the same time at the real time, it will face a lot of challenges, right? Could you show the slide, please? So the first one is we deal with the huge amount of sensors. The second one, there are a lot of data, so we call it big data. And then this data, of course, hold critical and also insight into operations that make the businesses in the industrial become efficient. So we need more efficient way to manage the industrial process. Of course, in this term, that industrial Internet of Things is supported with the jargon. I believe that a lot of you already heard before, Industrial 2.0, Industrial 3.0, until now, Industrial 4.0. Of course, it is backed up with the big data, AI, and Internet of Things. And then, like I mentioned to you before, previously, that it holds several challenges. The first one is the data volume. Because a lot of sensors, a huge amount of sensors, of course it will produce a humongous amount of data. And then the second one is data variety. In industry, the data that comes from the sensors not only based on the text or the number, but also in the images form or in the videos form. The third one is the complexity. Because the patterns that produced from the sensors or the devices in industries, it will become, the pattern is not what we call it regularly. So we need to find the hidden pattern. If the devices is broken or the devices is not working well, it will show a different pattern. And then the last one, because it has a lot of devices, of course we need a technicians, or we call it domain expertise. With the power of large language models, I believe that some of you, this is your first time to hear about large language model. But when I say ChatGPT, I believe all of you already heard, right? Or a lot of you already use. Is there in this room that never used ChatGPT before? ChatGPT is the technology, we call it large language models. So is there any type of ChatGPT version? Yes, a lot of them. We call it, we can use it like Gemini apps produced by Google, or the Llama, LLAMA, developed by the Facebook. So there are a lot of variants. We call it large language model. So what is large language model?
The way we communicate with computers has changed a lot. We used to have to train ourselves how to talk to machines, but now machines are training themselves on how to talk more like us. Large language models are deep learning models that understand and generate text that mirrors natural language. They're trained on massive sets of text-based data. Novels, peer-reviewed studies, Wikipedia entries, tabloid gossip, it's all there. An LLM reads all this raw data and uses it to establish what us tech folk call parameters. Parameters are the different patterns and characteristics an LLM identifies. Things like tone, medium, style, audience, and syntax. More parameters means the model can learn from a wider range of relationships, so that when we communicate with machines, it feels less artificial and more intelligent.
Thank you. So the LLMs or large language model is just a piece of program that it is we call AI models. When you heard models in this term, the models means a piece of computer program. So like this is, we call it revolutions, I can say, because maybe when you are in this room, I believe that most of you is higher in the senior grade, right? So how old are you currently? 17, 16, around 15 until 17, right? So I am currently around 40 years old. So I was witness the advancements of mobile phone. Before you born, the mobile phone is like a water bottle, you know. This is when the mobile phone was invented in Indonesia, like in water bottle. So it's very huge. Now the mobile phone is in this shape, and the operations a few or maybe more than 15 years ago, there are a lot of buttons, but now we cannot see the button. And we use only our mother fingers most of the time. So the LLM or large language model, especially ChatGPT, is also revolutionized all of the technology we will face. So this is
The way we communicate with computers has
please
changed.
next. This one. So other than LLM, we call it generative AI. So the AI programs or computer science programs that can generate text or we call it text or pictures or video. Currently there are more than 53.9 billion dollar market share, and a lot of, you can see on the right side, so there are a lot of software that are trying to compete in the market. So a lot of them for consumer, main object, or for the enterprise, or for the prosumer. So this is make the industrial Internet of Things also we can have the large language model into industrial IoT to have a better benefit. For example, the first one, the natural language processing, of course, because LLM mostly work on the text. So we can use the LLM to analyze unstructured text data from the reports and also from the logs in the devices. And then the second one is for the pattern recognition. The LLMs will find the trend undetectable by the traditional method. I mean, this traditional method is doing by the expert. If we use the LLM, it will be faster for the industry to have or to detect the pattern itself. The third one is the predictive analytics. So not only we can read the pattern, but also we can predict whether the device will have the maintenance, or will the pattern itself, we can predict whether it is need more raw material to the industry itself. And then the last one is the knowledge extraction. The knowledge extraction is that the LLM models, the large language model, can be an expert assistant. For example, when you are in the Toyota, or when you would like to fix your car, or you will fix your motorcycle, before you ask the technicians, you can ask the large language model first. That it will helpful for you and also helpful for the industry itself. So let's see one or two example large language model used by the big companies. The first example is from the Amazon. So the Amazon company create one devices and not using face or not using a fingerprint. They use to read a palm, make a payment in the cashier. So let me see.
Amazon One is our palm-based identification process. We use generative AI and synthetic data to train our system. All we need is that you are associated with a valid payment instrument.
The AI as used in the Amazon One technology is actually really interesting.
The main challenge was there's no palm data. How do we train our deep network, which needs lots and lots of data? We did it by creating synthetic data. We created hundreds of thousands, actually millions of synthetic hands. And the difficulty there is that you want to preserve the identity while you create many variations of this hand. And that was what we call controllable generative AI. We used that to train our system, and we got an accuracy which is 1,000 times higher than face recognition and 100 times more accurate than two irises. Very important question is related to privacy is, do we know who you are? No, we don't. We do not know who you are, and we do not use facial recognition at all.
Okay, in this first, that Amazon use a synthetic data rather than collected a lot of palm, human palm. So you can see from your projects yesterday that some of you only collected maybe to 20 or 30% to measure whether your project is good or not. But when we create an AI product, we need more than 100, more than 1,000 data, or more than thousands persons to collect the data, so we can create a good AI program, not only 20 or 30%. So Amazon used this one. So Amazon used the generative AI to produce a synthetic human palm. So they will generate 1 million pictures to create a good AI model. Next, we can see another big industry, Toyota Research Institute.
Here at TRI, we believe robots should amplify people, at home and at work. To achieve this, we conduct cutting-edge research to make robots more flexible, robust, and general purpose. We've had a bit of a breakthrough. Today, TRI is announcing a new method to teach robots dexterous skills quickly and easily. Our approach is built on a powerful generative AI technique called diffusion policy. This allows us to teach robots much faster and with significantly fewer demonstrations. The approach holds great promise for creating what we call large behavior models. Just like large language models have revolutionized chatbots, these behavior models will allow robots to perform useful work in ways never possible before.
Up until now, the majority of robotic manipulation work has focused on pick-and-place style tasks, where a robot is limited to relatively simple sets of objects it's rearranging. Our new approach goes significantly beyond that and lets us explore much closer to the limits of the hardware. TRI's robots are now capable of using tools, pouring liquids, and peeling vegetables. It's exciting to see them engaging with their environments in rich, multifaceted ways, and all achieved without changing any code or explicitly programming any new skills. Using this technique, we've taught over 60 diverse behaviors to our fleet of robots. The process starts with a teacher, demonstrating a small set of skills through teleoperation. Then, our AI-based diffusion policy learns in the background over a matter of hours. It's common for us to teach a robot in the afternoon, let it learn overnight, and then come in the next morning to a working new behavior. To make this level of dexterity possible, every part of the robot platform must be solid, from the hardware all the way up through the entire software stack. One key enabler is providing human teachers with a sense of touch or a haptic teleop device. Also, just like people, we found that robots learn better when they have a sense of touch. And a perfect example of this is the task of flipping a pancake, where the robot has to make contact with a surface it can't see. Without a sense of touch, it struggles and performs poorly, but is successful in learning the skill once it's able to feel its interaction with the environment.
This is only the beginning. Our team is deeply focused on achieving large behavior models that I mentioned earlier. We anticipate the next breakthrough will be when we train the robots with enough dexterous skills that they're able to generalize, performing a new skill that they've never been taught. To realize this, we're building a diverse curriculum for robot learning, essentially a kindergarten for robots, to teach them numerous foundational skills that are useful for working alongside people. We're on pace to teach hundreds of new behaviors by the end of the year and over 1,000 by the end of 2024. We're also leveraging our expertise in simulation to augment our real-world teaching. And finally, we're developing fundamental tools for fleet learning so that when one robot learns, they all learn. I've been working in robotics research for a long time now. The tasks that I'm watching these robots perform are simply amazing. Even a year ago, I would not have predicted we were this close to this level of dexterity. And the rate at which we're able to teach new skills is simply astounding. Nearly every day, I wake up to a new message showing the robot doing something it couldn't do the day before. This is an incredible time to be a roboticist.
So Toyota company is one of the company that would like to revolutionize how the robot work with the human itself. So not only the robot will move or work like a machine, but it will try to mimic the human's behavior itself. So the ChatGPT trying to develop a large language model that mimic how the humans try to speak. On the other side, on the other coin, that Toyota manufacturer would like to create large behavior models, that a piece of a computer program that have so many human behavior from touch and then take and put from the in the video trying to cook a pancake, and then they trying to also create a robot for the elderly. When we face with the elderly, of course, that we need more agile robot. So this is the Toyota itself. So next. The last one, this one is also from the Toyota. So the Toyota also created, like I mentioned with you before, that before we ask the technicians, we can ask the piece of programs itself. And for example, can you see? Okay, wait a moment. For example, I would like to know how do I disable the PSC in the car itself. So it will answer you with the response, not only the response, but also can find the pages in the manual instructions. For example, you can see the pages from the 337 page from the manual book itself. So this one is the future, I think. So move further, not only the benefit, but also the large language models for the industrial Internet of Things, of course, bring their own challenges. And I will give you the future directions if you like to invent something using the large language models and also that implemented with the Internet of Things. The first one is we must create it, the large language model program become smaller and more efficient. I can give you the information that the ChatGPT is the size of the program is more than 1 GB. The program size is more than 1 GB. So we need a smaller size, the program itself, so we can put it into the Internet of Things. So the research in the future research, the inventors or the researchers would like to invent the large language model with the smaller size. They call it the era of 1-bit LLMs. 1-bit LLM. So this is, as you can see, this is still 1 month ago. So it's still developed by the researchers. The second one is the multimodal itself. So not only we give the input from using text, but also we can input the text other than text, like pictures or videos itself. The third one is the explainable AI for LLMs. So developing a program is good, but if we know the reasons why he give the output or the LLMs give the output, it will be crucial, especially in the medical area. So for example, in this chart, we can see that the large language model explainability can be divided into 3 areas. First is the traditional fine-tuning paradigm. The second one is the prompting paradigm, that we input the text or the instructions. And the third one is the explanation evaluation. So this area is also developed and become the best or the good research topics, explainable AI for the large language model. And then the last one, large language models as industrial Internet of Things knowledge base that can store the technicians or the expert technicians' knowledge into piece of computer program. And the other one, large language model, as you can see on the last video created by the Microsoft, they are collected from a lot of data sets. Funders are embarking on the hard work of prompt engineering, fine-tuning, and also data set from the huge data set that make the AI product very good. And I will give you 2 frameworks that hopefully you can you can get from my presentations today. I believe this one is the future technology. The first one is the lang chain, or they call it language chains, I believe. So when you see on the right side, there are a lot of software, there are a lot of frameworks out there. But these 2 pieces of software is the futures, I believe. The first one is the lang chain and the other one is the Crew AI. What is the lang chain itself? The lang chain is a framework that makes it easier to build applications powered by the LLM. And it will integrate into several applications. You can see in the slide is the chatbot PDF. So when we have a PDF, we can ask the PDF what is the content, then how you can summarize this content, and so on. I can give you 1 or 2 concrete and crucial applications. For example, one example is, do you ever heard about kopi cyanida, even in the judge, in the martial, you can take your memory and see the lawyers, they bring a huge document, correct? They bring a huge printed document, right? So when they try to find one or two even in that document printed, they will take time, right? Using the long chain or the large language model, we can just say, please summarize the document. That is good. If you can create program that work in the, in that event, it will be a good point. The second one, the second application is like when there are new regulations that are created by our government. If, of course, when you see the regulations paper, there will be more than 30 or sometimes 100 pages, right? So if we can have a chat with the PDF, something like that, it will be easier for the user. So this is, the first one is the long chain. The second one is the crew AI. When we use the chat GPT, it will have a personal or one by one output. Let's say we would like to have a prompt engineer, or if we have a tools, please find me a good mobile phone from Shopee, Tokopedia, or the other online shop. Please find me a good mobile phone from these 3 online stores that below 1 million rupiah. With only one task, this crew AI will have several agents that check this Tokopedia, it have mobile phone with under million or not. Check the other, like Shopee, it has the mobile phone under the 1 million rupiah or not. That meet our requirement itself. So the crew AI is based on several agents. Compared to the ChatGPT only one. On the other one, the crew AI will have several agents. So that is two things. I believe that two framework in the futures that will benefit for our inventors or researchers, especially in the large language model. So this is my last slide, actually. So I hope you're happy. My last slide hopefully can be your take point. Where is it? The first one, the industrial Internet of Things, of course, generates fast, complex data, often with untapped insight and value. The second one, of course, large language models, or LLMs, excel at language understanding, making them ideal for analyzing unstructured IoT data. The third one, large language models enable predictive maintenance, quality assurance, optimizations, and also deeper insight. The fourth one, challenges including data bias, explainability, and integration prompting is become one of the topics that ongoing research, or we can invent the tools or technology in it. Last, the future holds the promise of even more powerful and accessible large language models shaping industrial Internet of Things for the decision maker. Thank Thank you very much. That is, I can share with you today in this seminar session. Thank you.
All right, let's give big round of applause to Mr. Praitno. That was such an interesting and insightful presentation. Thank you very much, Mr. Praitno. And next, before we move on to Q&A session, let us watch a video about WICE 2024. For the committee, the time is yours. All right, please kindly wait a second.
And my thoughts falling up to the ceiling. I'm swimming in everything. I'm thinking about jumping in it.
Hai NICMS dan IICMS Maths, siapa nih yang udah gak sabar untuk 2 event IYSA ini? We have some exciting information for you. Pendaftaran IICMS dan NICMS 2024 akan segera dibuka loh. Dan kali ini ada sesuatu yang baru loh untuk kalian semua. Ada yang bisa tebak gak kira-kira apa nih yang baru dari event NICMS dan IICMS 2024? Tulis di kolom komentar ya. Siapa nih yang sudah menonton video aku yang satu ini? Jadi, apakah teman-teman udah bisa menebak apa sih yang baru dari event NICMS dan IICMS? Oke teman-teman, jadi di event NICMS dan IICMS kita ada 2 kategori baru loh, yaitu kategori animasi dan game. Kira-kira benar gak nih tebakan kalian di video sebelumnya? Jadi, bagi teman-teman yang sudah memiliki karya di bidang animasi dan game, teman-teman bisa langsung mendaftarkan karya kalian di official website kami, yaitu www.iicms.or.id. Jangan lupa ya.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, previously we've gone through a grateful presentation from Mr. Praitno regarding from sensors to sentence, large language model for enhanced industrial Internet of Things, data analysis and insights. And I believe there must be many questions you would like to ask, right? Therefore, we are now opening the Q&A session. But we are limiting only for 3 participants or 3 questions. So please don't hesitate to ask by kindly raise your hand, mention your name, your institution, and your project's title. So anybody would like to ask the questions? Yeah, from the left side for the committee, please help the participants to get the microphone, please.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Praitno, for your presentation. My name is Mr. Helmi. I'm a teacher from Turkina International Islamic Boarding School, Malang. My student project is Riven. It's a tricentennial energy. So the question is from the view of a teacher, me and you also as a teacher, we know that our speed in AI and also in Internet of Things is so fast. So, do you have any advice for our students, student college or senior high school? What are they great effort to take for their future, by the way? Because we couldn't know what will happen on 5 or 10 years from now on. So, as a teacher, and based on your experience, what things that they have to do? Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you very much for your wonderful question, sir. So basically, maybe around 2 or 3 months ago, actually, I also share with the elementary school's parents, actually, regarding the generative AI. Of course, if there is one technology comes up, there will be 1 or 2 the job will lose or the job will be eliminated. For example, during my elementary childhood, maybe during my childhood, there will be one, what is it? I don't know in English actually, but we try to print the photos in the, in the street, right? Dulu itu ada cetak foto, Pak. But currently now there is no the small businesses to print the photo itself. I mean that there will be if there is a new technology, so there will be a job that we cannot there will be job that will be eliminated. So usually, especially these technologies, large language models, that we can ask the computer to do anything. I teach in the Diploma 3 for the informatics programs and also for the Diploma 4 in Polytechnic Negeri Semarang. So, for example, if we type, please ChatGPT create a program to take something like this. For example, please ChatGPT create me a paragraph about air conditioners, or create a program to count 1 to 10. So the ChatGPT itself will be eliminate a lot of jobs, especially in the IT field, correct? So this one is more dangerous is in my field. However, I always teach my students that the ChatGPT will not substitute you. It's only tools. So what can I suggest is that they not eliminated by the tools, but you must use the tools wisely and correctly. So I teach them to use the tools. So the tools will be appears almost every time in the fast way. So we need to introduce them, sir. So what can I give you suggestion is that the first one, we need to make our student understands that the technology will not substitute your job, but it you to enhance your career, because this is only tools for you. And then the second one is that what is it? Only tools, and then you are the main designer of your career. I mean, for example, when I would like to create what's it? A cloth. So we cannot substitute the cloth maker, but we can design the cloth. how long the cloth itself, how big the clothes, and then how long the shoulders itself. We design this cloth, we can make it into the designer itself. So that is the 2 points that I always teach my students, sir. That is, hopefully that is answer your questions. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for the clear answer, Mr. Prayitno. And we move on to the next questions, maybe? Anyone who want to ask? Alright, for the committee, please help the participants to get the mic.
Good afternoon, my name is Tanggal from International Tempat, and our research aspect is about effectiveness of cargo flowers and seasonal extracts as liquid fertilizer and mosquito web. So next, my question is, as we know there are a lot of advantages from IoT and LLM.
Correct.
But there are also a lot of disadvantages by these intelligence, such as losing jobs. And also I've seen a lot of unresponsible acts caused by these intelligence.
Correct.
So how does this intention affect our humanity and how it affects our life? Is there any disadvantage anymore, or how it affects our way of life in the furthermore humanity? That is my question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your wonderful questions, I believe. And this is... Okay, sorry for that. The first, like you mentioned before, in the humanity, the biggest challenges is deepfake. Deepfake. Yeah, if you ever heard before, that is deepfake. Deepfake is substitute our face, something like that. Sometimes substitutes our face, and sometimes substitutes our voice into another person. That is very dangerous, especially for women, especially for female. And most in the developed country, especially people that dating, right? After they broke in the date, the male usually angry with the female, right? And then the male itself will have the harm intention, usually, because they broken love, right? When they have a harm intentions, they will substitute their lovers into another body, something like that. So the threat is deepfake. So usually when you are taking pictures right now, a lot of teenagers cover their face because AI is learned from the face itself. So of course the large language models and also the IoT, like I mentioned before, is like a tools. It's like a knife. Knife is also tools. When the knife is held by the chef, it will create a good dishes. However, if the knife holds by the rubber, it will do the harm more than good, right? So the LLM and also the IoT, one of the challenges, like you mentioned before, you are correct, that is humanity. And the other one is the ethical bias or the ethical war. For example, when you are type in the chat GPT, sometimes there will be racist. Yeah, there will be racist, I mentioned to you. Racist is mean that when you type in the chat GPT, like it will gender bias. For example, when you type what is the requirement for the managers or the CEO, it will recommend more male requirement rather than female requirement. That is the gender bias. So a lot of bias in the large language model itself. You are correct. So we still face the humanity and then the ethical bias and then some kind of racist. So this is three that I mentioned to you is still ongoing research that will be developed by the big company like Google or also Facebook itself. So I can say to you that it is still the problem of our researchers and it is still interesting problem to solve. Hopefully that is answer your questions. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Aulia, and thank you, Mr. Praitno, for the answer. We move on to the last questions.
Actually, last question. I would like to give. Questions, and if they can answer correct, I will give them 50,000 GoPay account. Okay. So my first questions is that if you can answer, you can go to the front or you can get the mic and answer my questions. Okay. First questions. What is LLM stands for, and give me 2 applications of it.
All right, who wanna give the answer from Mr. Praitno questions?
You want to try?
Let's raise your hand first. All right.
Okay. Yeah, you can answer. You already introduced yourself, right? Uh-huh. The application is not correct, but the stand for is correct. Okay. The other persons would like to try to answer, please.
Okay, another participants who wanted to try? Please kindly raise your hand. Sorry, sir.
Oh, okay, please. Mm-hmm. 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 Not correct. The application. Okay. Thank you for trying.
All right. Anybody want to try again?
Previously, I mentioned to you that I have. Okay, please. I mentioned to you 3 applications, especially. Mm-hmm.
I'm from University of Semarang,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
LLM is taken for large language model,
Uh-huh.
and the application is Google search and ChatGPT.
One correct, one not correct. One correct, one not correct. Another participants would like to try? Previously, I mentioned to you 3 applications, for example, in LLMs.
Maybe from this front side?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
For the time to answer, answer LLM stand for Learning Management System, and there are software platforms for administrating, then tracking, reporting, and delivering educational courses. For the application, is like ChatGPT or maybe Gemini.
The LLMs, not the LMS. You mentioned about the LMS or Learning Management System, not that one, actually. Okay, thank you for trying. The LLMs, double LMs, that I previously, want to try, please? This is also a mic you can use, maybe. So we can use this one for the right side. Please.
Okay, my name is Putraka Krisanto from Tempat, Jakarta, and I would like to answer your questions relating to the LLM. It's called for the large language model, and for the applications, it's ChatGPT, and then Copilot, and then Gemini.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So previously I mentioned to you the 3 applications of large language models. The first one is ChatGPT that you already use. Other than that is Gemini from the Google itself. The third one you can use Llama, double L-A-M-A from Facebook. I already mentioned to you before. Okay, maybe once more. Wait, I'm trying to search. So there will be 2 voucher, or pay voucher, right? Okay. Maybe it's already answered before. Please tell me what 2 frameworks that I mentioned to you to be takeaway point. What are the 2 frameworks that I already mentioned to you to be your takeaway points? Please.
Okay.
This one first, I think. Oh, sorry, I cannot see that. This one or this one?
She could go first.
Okay. Sorry for that. I cannot see over there.
I would like to answer your questions. The 2 frameworks that are mentioned before are Crew AI and LangChain.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you so much.
Crew AI and the LangChains are the 2 frameworks based on the LLMs that you can take away, and this will be a new features or new technology that I believe it will famous in someday. Thank you. I think it's enough.
All right. Thank you so much.
For the winners, after this you can contact me and I will give you the GoPay account. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your excitement, all of the participants. But since we reached 4 questions, 2 questions from the participants and 2 questions from Mr. Praitno, so this Q&A session will be closed. All right, that was such an enticing discussion, and everyone please give one last big round of applause for Mr. Praitno. Well, dear participants, this brings us to the very end of today's event. We do hope you enjoy your series event these past few days, and we can wait to see you tomorrow on Thursday, 2nd of May 2024 in awarding ceremony. Once again, wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for your support and active participation. My name is Rizka Nanda. Thank you for tuning in, but now we are going to sign out. Good afternoon and see you at the awarding ceremony 2024.